I want to go in the direction of talking about releasing trauma. So I'm going to be vulnerable and share a sexual fantasy I have with you and the listeners that fascinates me because it is related to trauma. I remember that I had a relationship where I was cheated on, and that was a very traumatic experience for me. But contradictory, after that experience, I started having sexual fantasies where I was watching my lover with another person. And it fascinated me because not only was I having these sexual fantasies, but they were the most charged. And when I was masturbating, I could reach orgasm the fastest with those fantasies. It's incredible because it's not something I wanted to happen in real life, but what's going on there? Was that my brain's way of finding power in my trauma? Like, I feel like there's a lot to be said about the psychology of sex and little things too. Because I heard you on a podcast talking about how even certain little details in sex, like a man coming on a woman, could psychologically represent him feeling fully accepted. I remember hearing you say that. So I just feel like there's a lot to be said there about psychology of sex. So do you have any thoughts on the story I shared or any additional thoughts on that?
Yeah. Justin Lee Miller is very, very good. He's at Kinsey and he wrote a book on, I forget what it's called, like maybe the biology of desire or something like that. And he delves into fantasy a lot there. So if you're interested in that, that's a good next step. We are sexual beings the day we are born until the day we die. And if we can escape this life without any trauma, hallelujah. I mean, it is friggin' impossible. We're all traumatized in a lot of ways. Equally as much in our childhood, we see things that as we are becoming more and more sexual beings, and that happens very early. I mean, look, we play doctor at 7 and 8 years old.
Yeah.
We want to see each other's genitals at 7 and 8 years old, if not sooner. There are a lot of children who are sexually active. It's just a part of our nature. Mm-hmm. And so things that get correlated in our brain that happen in our turn on, they implant fantasy. And it's interesting, too, because fantasy is just such a wonderful realm of sexuality. There's fantasy that feels naughty and forbidden and wrong that gets you off. That's a part of fantasy. There's fantasy that is just your appetite growing and being like, wow, I would have never imagined that I would want to get spanked. I used to look at that and go, ooh, that must be so demeaning. Why do people want to get spanked for sex? And now you're like, wow, the sensation is incredible. And I love that little bit of power exchange. And, that really turns me on and like gets my juices flowing. And I love it. And my orgasms are more intense. That's just how we are. And I go back to that very first thing I said, which was, if you cultivate your sexuality your whole life long, you will mature and you'll get better and better. And that's because over time, things that you used to not be ready for, now you're ravenous for. And fantasies that you used to think, well, that's only a fantasy. Now you are watching your boyfriend rail one of your girlfriends, and you're like, that's so hot. I love that. Wow, I'm masturbating while they're doing it, and it's fun. I finally got to actually embrace my fantasy, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with it. We're all consenting adults, and it's hot. Right?
Yeah.
So in a trust environment, it's a way to actually be a salve to the cheating that had, the betrayal. You were betrayed.
On one hand, when I tried to analyze that fantasy, on one hand, I'm like, oh, I'm trying to find power in this powerlessness feeling. But on the other hand, I thought, well, maybe there's a suppressed part of me that wants my lover to have sex with people. And like you talked about that developing sexual desire, maybe I was so traumatized by it because maybe subconsciously I liked it. Like I don't know. It's just, there's a lot there,
It can be both of those things.
Yeah.
Right? That's the crazy thing about it. It can be that and. Yes, and. And then you'll, watch your boyfriend have hot sex with a girlfriend of yours. And then you'll be like, wow, now I think I want a threesome with those two. Right? Oh, wow, that's fun. Oh, well, I never thought I was even bi-curious, but now I think I just want to have a date with her and see what happens. This is the slippery slope of sexual expansion.
Hey guys, it's me, your host, Andrea Pranzatelli. If you enjoyed this clip today, please don't forget to hit subscribe. It is my dream to become a full-time podcaster, and your support helps more than you could possibly know. So again, hit that subscribe button to help me keep the momentum going on this channel. Also, for every single clip, there is a link in the description to the full episode if you would like to hear the full episode. And I also have a link to my Instagram below if you'd like to follow me on Instagram as well. So that's it. Have a good day, guys. Bye.